TV show. Got a pretty interesting one today for you guys, but let's get right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an absolute honor and a privilege for us to have Ryushin on. He's been on Charlie Ward's show, Spreading Truth, and he just, I'll be honest, guys, he blew me away with what he had to say, his truth. And as I say, we're a buyer beware network. We're not saying that what we are saying is true. We're not saying or validating what anybody else is saying is true. What we are saying is this, what Roshan's going to unpack today for you. And we'll put the links to his website. Go out there and do your research, guys, because if you listen to it and you give it the time, it'll blow your socks off. And without further ado, I'll pass you over.
Hey, everybody. My name is Ryushin Malone with the OrionLines.com. I've been studying extraterrestrials for the past 3 years. I've collected enough evidence to say for sure they're real. They're here, and they have been here this whole time. They've been with us this whole time. I'm going to get into my first discovery, which was solving the Nazca lines. And what happened was a historical society gave out a map of the lines in its almost in its entirety in 1994. Well, I printed out the map in May of 2018, and I circled the 3 main points and realized that it was Orion. It would take me about 6 months to a year to get the correct configuration because half of the map is missing, and it's intentional. I'll explain why in a moment. But this is it. This is a terrible photograph. But what this is a 3-dimensional star map of the Orion group's territory markings. So this told me many things. 1, aliens are real. Aliens come from Orion. This also told me that they have faster than light travel. It's impossible to travel this distance without using some kind of black hole or space-time bending vehicles. So they have time travel. In fact, every UFO that you see is a time machine because they're bending space-time. Even if you see it like flash through the space, they're time traveling. The Orion group is a satanic force who take over star systems, and they work for the Alpha Draconian. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like, this is their territory. That's what the Nazca lines are. Okay, there's something called mutilations, cattle mutilations and human mutilations. We have 3 bodies who have been mutilated. That's what they call it. I realized that they are actually adrenochrome harvesting. We found 3 bodies in Brazil. Sorry for the mess here, but it's evidence. And what I realized that they were doing was they were harvesting the body. But not only this, they have been torturing the beings for 45 minutes to an hour to produce the adrenochrome. When the torturing happens, and I think I know how they do it too. I believe what they do is either they whip up the intestinal tract to cause torture, or they suck it in.
Wow.
Now, this stuff is real crazy because, these things have been doing this to people. And, we have the evidence, we have the bodies, and they're going after adrenochrome. but they're going after other things as well. The blood, the enzymes, while the body is being tortured, the body is secreting everything into, the organs, the bloodstream, everything. And that's how they eat. So for an example, okay, and if you ever want to test this yourself, you can. Lobsters, okay? You get 2 lobsters. If you're going to ever have a lobster dinner, get 2 lobsters, kill one of them, and boil both of them. So one will be alive and one would be dead while you're boiling them. Guess which one tastes better?
Yeah.
The one boiled alive. Because that being is being tortured while being boiled alive, secreting into the muscles, into the tissue, it's adrenaline and stuff. So the meat always tastes sweeter. That's what they're doing. And then I got into saw the Nazi UFOs, and I was thinking to myself, how did they get their hands on this technology? And I thought, what if they traded the Jewish people for that technology? And it was a stunning realization. And I was like, holy shit, why just kill them when you can kill them and trade for technology? It made sense. A year later, I found proof. They drew the Nazi death marches, the pathways leading to the death camps, in the shape of Orion. The elite of the world designed it in the shape of Orion to honor Orion, so Orion could watch their food being marched to their death in trade for technology. That's how the Nazis got their hands on the technology. What happened was the Allies closed in on Germany, and the UFO group went down to Antarctica and escaped from the Allies. What happened was Admiral Byrd took the entire Pacific Fleet down there on an expedition, got down with 5,000 troops, and the entire Pacific Fleet for an expedition. It's unprecedented. So they went down there and they got their asses kicked by the aliens and the Nazi UFOs who've been working together. They captured Admiral Byrd, brought him to a city in the middle of Antarctica, and met with the aliens, and the aliens told Admiral Byrd, never come back. And they left. Now, in 1954, something called the Grenada Treaty was signed by Eisenhower and the aliens from Orion in secret, trading human beings and cattle for technology, just as the Nazis did in World War II, in secret this time, because the elite and Orion were totally in control of the whole show. Though everything that we've been told has been a fucking lie. We are slaves and we are food, period. It's true. So after that agreement they made called the Grenada Treaty, they built the identical railroads in the shape of Orion in the heart of America. It's Orion upside down in America. What were they doing down there, I wonder? They built the identical fucking railroads. It's evidence. It's proof. It's proof that we have been badly betrayed. The entire human race has been betrayed. Not only this, but there's something called Missing 411, which 1 million people go missing every year from the national forests. hunters, children. Nobody knows why. Well, it just so turns out that the deep underground military bases, that's what those are called, the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases align perfectly with the missing people. So not only were they allowed to operate down there, but they've been allowed to go out and go hunting.
So you're saying that
they've been hunting here.
They're complicit almost, like certain organization and elites have been complicit to this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, they knew all about the aliens. You know, they knew that God was an alien. I believe God are the Nazca alien mummies that were found in 2016, presented to Gaia TV in 2017, and which I saw. And about a week later, I realized, oh my God, those are the same species of aliens. These little guys, they're about 2 foot tall. They were found with another species. There were 2 species found in the Nazca Peru Desert. I connected it to an alien found in the snow in Russia. Those are the same species. Not only this, but I realized that they're sitting with King Akhenaten and Queen Nefertiti. They're the same species.
So do you think this connects to the Anunnaki as well, or?
Well, I think that these might be the Anunnaki, but I'm not sure. Agenda 21, so I realized, is an adrenochrome harvest. It was released in December 7th, 2018, that an unprecedented amount of troops were at Area 51. That lizard people were coming out of the ground. And I was like, holy shit, really? Lizard people are coming out of the ground? So I took that information, I held onto it like, wow, that's crazy. 12 days later, a gigantic pyramid-shaped craft appeared above the Pentagon on December 19th, 2018 at 4 o'clock in the morning. We have 3 different perspectives of the craft on video. So 3 different videos of the craft. And it sat there twisting and turning above the Pentagon. This told me that the aliens showed up trying to figure out what the fuck these humans were doing. The military betrayed them. The military double-crossed the aliens right in the final act, right in the final moment. And there was further evidence too. The Russians were allowed to fly over Area 51 in March of 2019 for the first time ever. Like, the news people are like, wow, why are the Russians allowed to fly over Area 51? Well, I knew. They were checking it out, make sure they were all gone. Now in 2020, this year, there have been earthquakes at every location where the deep underground military bases are.
Yeah.
It's just total evidence that they are real. I mean, we have so many pictures and eyewitness testimony of there actually being underground bases. But to see the earthquakes align perfectly to the deep underground military bases it told me that they probably had an entire army down there waiting to pop out and get everybody. We were all just about to be adrenochrome harvested. That's what Agenda 21 is. That's why these Democrats in the United States are fighting so hard to get into office. This is why Trump has put his foot in the door like, no, you don't. Now, Pizzagate revealed the Democrats are all Satan worshipers, or most of them, with the whole adrenochrome harvesting children, sacrificing children, Hillary Clinton's emails, all that stuff revealed that there is actually a satanic side of the balance. It's rampant throughout the Pentagon. it's rampant throughout the government of the United States and all governments.
It's quite
So-
interesting that Trump has got rid of a lot of people out of the Pentagon, isn't it? Key members.
Yes. There's a lot of people who left the Pentagon, it resigned. And, it's not only because of that, but it's not only because of the whole child thing, the pedophile ring, but it's because they've been feeding them children this whole time, allowing them to hunt here in trade for technology. That's what they were doing. There's just all the evidence that I have proves it. So it's only a matter of time before, there's nothing I can really do except show you the evidence. Tell you, share the website, theorionlines.com. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with other people who talk about this kind of stuff so I can get interviewed by them. I need to get this out to as many people as possible. This is extremely important information.
It is difficult. I can imagine for people that are just stumbling upon this and
Yes.
unpacking it for the first time. I can really imagine because, for me, when I looked at Pizzagate and, I was totally bought into the Hollywood scene and, some of these icons, these fictitious constructs that I believed we should almost hero worship because they're called stars, were amazing, and they could never be because they're so amiable and so fantastic on the screen. I couldn't believe almost that some of these Hollywood A-listers have been doing such atrocities to humanity and to children and things like that, almost to the point that I was like Charlie Ward. I came out of the rabbit hole. I didn't want to see it almost.
Too much evidence. There's just too much gosh darn evidence. So these people have been worshiping them for thousands of years. All the elites of the world have worshipped them for thousands of years, coming here and adrenochrome harvesting, offering them children and people to eat. And I believe they targeted the Jews in World War II because Moses led the Jews out of Egypt 5,000 years before, while under Orion's rule. When King Akhenaten showed up in Egypt, he got rid of all the gods and declared that there is one true God, Aten, these little beings. A few decades later, he was cast out and hunted down. Nobody knows what happened to him. And the gods came back. Well, that's because there's been this warring feud between these aliens over humanity. So not only this, but recently in this year, 2020, many Satan worshipers have been coming out talking about Agenda 21. The lead singer of Tool, the band Tool, his name is Maynard James Keenan. He also has another band called Pucifer. Now, he was just about to release an album called Invasion, Prepare to be Abducted. It's a laugh in the face of the people. He knew, they all knew, that the aliens were going to take over the world. That's what all this shit is all about. They knew that Agenda 21 was going to happen, or at least thought that Agenda 21 was going to happen. Not only this, but they've also, I've heard stories of them, the CIA, coming to people's homes who have been busted for child pornography and enlisting them, or even taking their child, because they knew that that child was being abused. It wouldn't be anything new to them. and that they were used to it, they would be taking the child. They've done that before. So it's infuriating. It makes me fucking so pissed off. I don't even have kids. And it drives me fucking crazy because you can't do that to children. You can't do that to children. They are our future. You destroy a human being that way. This is not something that can just wash under the rug. It's rampant throughout the government and it's rampant throughout the elite.
It's horrifying that I learned in the UK there's 670 MPs and 170 of them are on the sex offenders register.
And they're all part of this nightmare organization controlling the people, and they've led us to almost Agenda 21, which was about to be our destruction. They were about to kill they're about to kill most people for food for aliens, and enslave the rest of us. So that's that. Pretty
you
crazy,
have a book,
right?
though, don't you, on your website that people can check out, don't you?
Yes, everything is there. It's all at the website. So it take your time, bookmark it, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with people who would do an interview about this kind of shit. I just want people to know the truth. Question everything. Question your reality. I hate to say this, but you should be terrified. You should be terrified. The elite have been trading human beings for technology with aliens who have been eating us. The evidence is all there. I've collected all of it and refined it and have been going through it a million different times to get it as close to perfect as possible in order for people to examine the evidence for themselves and judge for themselves. Is this true or not? That's a question that everyone should be asking themselves. Is this really true? Is this true? And so I've discovered, yes, it is. I just went through all the shit and the bullshit. There was about 80% of what's out there is total nonsense, but there's 20% that are actual legitimate aliens walking around, pictures of aliens and their vehicles. Is this true or not? And I've discovered, yes, it is true. They're aliens. They're here. They've been here. And the elite knew all about them. And they've been playing this God thing when they're really aliens. God and the devil thing. They're aliens.
Well,
so it's very unfortunate because it just sounds nuts. But it's absolutely true. I have all the evidence to back up these claims.
And if you guys want to see that evidence, make sure to check out the website in the link in the description and find out for yourself. We're probably going to have to wrap up around now, but it's been wonderful having you on. Really enjoyed.
I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. Yeah, we really love having different people on, and you've been such an interesting guest. You've really brought out lots of really interesting subjects onto the table, and it's really great to have you on. I don't know if Darryl wants to say some things.
And it's a platform for anybody to speak their truth and to share information, because we're in a world where things are censored, and we're in a world where people are not allowed to speak their truth. And we believe that everybody should be given an opportunity to speak their truth. We're not saying that, and Ryushin is saying exactly the same. Go and search for yourself.
Yeah, go and look for whatever's whatever like any of our episodes, we talk about the psychic thing in the last sort of long form podcast we did. We always leave any information that we talk about. There's always a link in the description, so really do check it out, because you know, you gotta look for yourself. All we're here for is to share information and get people engaged and start looking at under the rocks, basically. And thank you, Ryushin, for sharing your specific rock. You know,
Unfortunately, it's a very dark rock. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
it was great because I delve into the darkness and, you know, touched the bottom of the rabbit hole and started feeling around in the dark and finding big chunks of gold to bring up to the surface to show everybody.
See, if it wasn't already taken, I think our show would have been called Down the Rabbit Hole. But
right.
That's, you know.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
No worries.
And please share this video.
You're welcome.
Share the information.
Like,
go to
comment.
theOrionMinds.com. See for yourself. Share the videos. And if you know anyone who does interviews, I need to get this information out to as many people as possible.
I mean, if we collab with any other channels in the future, then we'll definitely send them your way.
Thank you.
Get you some more exposure, because I think,
gentlemen,
you know, and everything you're saying is an important thing to look at.
Yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Yes, definitely.
There's so much more evidence and information. Thank you so much.
Anyway,
God bless you, Ryushin.
Yes,
Thank
God
you.
bless you. I hope everybody enjoyed, and everyone have a good evening.
You will.
Bye.
Long live humanity.
Thank you.